Hey everybody, and welcome back to Italia. Just finishing up the plowing here, and I was going to show you a new mod that I was going to use down here at the pig farm, but I don't think the trigger is long enough to reach. And I was trying to find the trigger in Giant's editor before stream, but I couldn't figure it out. All of the scenograph is in Italian, and that really didn't help. So, I guess I won't be able to use what I was hoping to use down here at the farm. Unless I can figure out someone that can help me locate the trigger for the silo in the scenograph to then make it larger. Hey Chester, what's up? Or is it my Kami? Not sure how to pronounce that, so I'll just call it Chester. Does that work? Let's see, we've moved all the way into mid-spring at this point. Trees are starting to bud out with leaves. It's starting to get green all around the map. Stark difference in the first 8 game days we have seen so far. In fact, we have a field right next to ours that is coming out with alfalfa. Good evening to you too. Is it Joseph? Hey Daniel, how you doing? Welcome. Fast Lane, how are you doing today? Merry Easter to everyone that observes. Our last field that we need to plow up. What I was talking about is the wheelbarrow, which is part of the farm equipment pack from LSFM. A new and noteworthy mod review on it earlier today. And to be honest, I was wanting to use it to feed my pigs. The silo trigger is just a little bit too short. I can't reach the trigger with the wheelbarrow to put pig food in it. But I think I'm going to try something a little janky. I'm going to try to put the wheelbarrow on top of a trailer and then pull the trailer under the silo, and then maybe I can fill it up until I can figure out how to extend the silo trigger down. About 15 passes. This plow will finish this field off. Now we'll be able to get to see the true glory and beauty of the map as we move further into the spring and then summer and eventually autumn. You'll see these trees in their autumn glory. Oops. So I suspect all of you all are also playing on Italia. It's been a rather popular map as of late. Lots of PC players, that is for sure. Tomorrow we're going to be starting up a new multiplayer series on Susquehanna River Valley. Excited about that. Everything is mostly in place. And then later this evening, at our normal streaming time, we will be over on SnowRunner, doing some more Phase 4 work on the first map, trying to get the second map unlocked. Try to help us get kind of around on the first map a little bit, because man, the first map was pretty rough getting it fully explored. Anybody else out there, SnowRunner fans? We do have a fair bit of a international crowd today. I'd say I was watching Northern Alex on Twitch last night do some Iberia pre-release streaming of Euro Truck Simulator 2. The Iberium expansion or add-on, and wow, that was really looking nice. New lighting, really nice. Henry, what's up? The GPS mod is called Guidance Steering. It's on the Giants Mod Hub for PC players. Gives you this control panel. I did a mod review on it quite a long time ago. It's been out for a while. Farm All is forever. Happy Easter to you too. We had a rather busy late morning, early afternoon. I cooked my first Easter dinner in its entirety. Rather excited about that effort. Wouldn't mind if it would be the first and last Easter dinner I cooked. Hey, that took a while. I am really hoping ground temps are going to come up. Got good warm temps today. A little cooler tomorrow. Warming up, warming up. Got to get that ground temp up. Got to get that ground temp up if we're going to be wanting to put down some seed. I don't know if I would call that similar. That's just locked steering. Basically, you just set yourself on a course and off you go. Doesn't have any sort of lane function. Like here we have a working width of 16.21 feet. So every 16.21 feet, it basically sets us up with a lane that we can lock in on. I always thought the vehicle control add-on was more of a steering lock. Point it in the direction and then basically tell it to stick to that heading. So you're still responsible for basically getting it turned in on the next lane. Yes, I know, I know we can plant when the temps are blue. I know this, but I like to, just as practice, wait. Now we can't put barley in. We've missed that window. We never had temps we needed for barley, so that is not going to be a crop we are going to be putting down in the ground today, or this year. Maybe next year we'll have better temps for barley. So I took, those of you that watched this stream last night, I took this truck or tractor and put it over in Ravenport, drove it over to the gas station. I used easy dev controls to empty its fuel tank, and I could refill it. So I was like, okay. So I brought it back here, loaded it up, took it to the gas station, and still couldn't refuel it. So I know other people have said that they were able to refuel their tractors from there. So there must be something else going on. Something is interacting with that fuel trigger. Others are saying that they're able to get it working. That'd be it. You're watching an old guy do his snow runner on Twitch. So we also have the ability of basically flipping this 90 degrees and save your track. You can set offsets. I really don't mess with headland mode. I'm just fine setting an AV course and driving on around. Jay, what is up? Welcome back. We have sprung into mid-spring. Things are greening up. No need to fall into a early spring depression with foliage not coming out. We are, at this point, mid-spring. We are, in essence, in the game calendar in April. So we are right where we would be in the Northern Hemisphere if we were farming for legits at this point in time. Everything's starting to green up outside. Because those, if you didn't realize it, that early spring in seasons is basically the month of March. And mid-spring is the month of April. Late spring is the month of May. That's early summer, July. Late summer in September. And then early autumn is October. Late autumn is actually August. June, sorry. Early summer is June. Late summer is August. There we go. Early autumn is September. Late autumn is November. And then winter is December, January, and February. Do us for our field prep. Won't be needing this anymore, so I think I might stick it down here. Oops. No, it is not for consoles. The only way you can get a mod on console is if it's released in the Giants Mod Hub. And that mod is definitely not over in the Giants Mod Hub. Let's move. Spreader. Get it in this bay. I'm going to need a hitch up to this trailer. And we're going to convert it to a flatbed. Pushing a trailer around is a little different mechanic than backing a trailer. It's kind of like a dolly trailer. You steer in the opposite direction you want to go. Alright, let's see. I'll switch this to a flatbed. What? There we go. Customize the platform. Hey, Kiwi Tommy, what's up? We're going to try to use that wheelbarrow. We're on the equipment pack right now. So I was thinking just the other day, like as in yesterday, Man, it would be real nice if I could use a wheelbarrow to basically take product out of a silo. But, trigger is just a hair too short. Hair too short. So, right before the stream, I was trying to basically figure out how to make that silo trigger taller or longer, but I was unsuccessful in finding it in Giant Egg. Trying to make the wheelbarrow taller. Buddy. Tell me I can't do it. Because these pigs, they don't take too much food. I wanted to use a wheelbarrow to basically feed the porkers. Going in, right? Go get another load. You're pressed? I'm glad I pressed you. So if I can figure out how to make that silo trigger longer, then I can basically feed my pigs this way, as opposed to trying to put just a little bit into a trailer. Because 40 pigs don't take a whole lot of food. Now they're filling on up. I didn't mean to throw you that far, but... And this is like the third time someone has mentioned in a video discussion that they didn't know that you could rotate things. You can rotate things by just holding the center mouse button down and moving the mouse around. Tally ho! Guys, a little water. They are, so they're good for a little while. It's jack back. This trailer is from 82 Studios. It is hopefully going to be released in the Giants Mod Hub later this week. Or coming up next week. So we got our pigs taken care of. Got our fields now plowed. Ready to take our seed. Fertilizing contracts, sowing contracts, transporting contracts, contracts galore. Figure out what are we going to put in the ground. Wheat. What do the pigs eat? So we can make pig food out of corn. We've already done that. So we can do that. Or we could try to feed them individual crops. And if we do that, they need grass. Interesting. They need our fresh maize, whatever that is. Corn, wheat, and barley or CCM. Soybeans, canola, sunflowers, potatoes, sugar beets, or carrots. Okay. So, go back here to the planting. Carrots, onions, potatoes, sugar beets. Alfalfa. Corn and beans, not quite yet. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and go up here. We're going to jump to tomorrow. Sleep for 12 hours. Hey, John, what's up? 41 degrees. Perfect for planting. Exactly what we needed. Got our cedar over here. This has grass and grass in it. Go to grass. Grass. Oh, we could put wheat in it and get a good crop. Well, can't put barley. Oats, canola, sunflowers. Rye. I guess we'll just put wheat in it. Put wheat in this big field. How about that? A-line. A-line, Lock her in and off we go. Is ally. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, so just have to go with ally Altinus. Not anywhere is remotely close. A little Italian cedar. See, Larry, there's always a way. Now, when you want to use something that bad, there's always a way. Wrong one. Wheat, barley's done. Do canola, potatoes, potato planter for that. Carrots. Can I plant carrots with this? Let's see. Oat, canola, soybeans, grass, rye, cacao, spelt, ash, grass, alfalfa, clover, onion, carrots. We can put carrots in there. I put carrots over there on that field with the hill. And then we'll need to use this to harvest our carrots. 110 horsepower. And we've got power for that. Hey George, what's up? Farm on Azra Farm. Azra, that is... that's the farm on the... That's the little chicken farm, okay. I'll start with 80s equipment and then go... We'll go day after day, growing up until I reach the main farm. That's a, sounds like a great long-term playthrough plan, for sure. It's probably what the map author intended or hoped folks would do. You start over there at the chicken farm, that's why that's your kind of starting area. Work your way maybe around to this pig farm and then work your way up the hill. Pig farm up there with everything else. Chickens, sheep, cows, pigs, everything up there on the hill. Indeed, this map is pure beauty. Pure beauty. Well, now so we can take a great look at this place. And when we get turned around, I want to take a look at the weather. The weather forecast looks like. Good weather today, good weather tomorrow. Oh, good weather all week long. Great, great. Warm temperatures in the 60s today. Warm temperatures in the 60s tomorrow. A little cooler the next few days. We should have pretty stable ground temps at this point. Wonderful week of planting is in store for us. Saint Aggressor, how you doing today? Thinking about our fields. Thinking about carrots up there on the hill. I'm thinking about maybe potatoes in 14. And then 3, we might put corn in. And then how about we put canola all through here? 11, 12, 13. Just 3 fields of canola down here on the hillside. That all look nice. We have wheat for our straw. And wheat. Corn that we can use to, well, we're just going to cheat. And we're going to use the corn to mill into pig food. Then we'll be able to harvest and sell the potato or the carrots. We're going to use the grimy pack to harvest our potatoes, and then we'll just use our same header we used for this to harvest our canola. All we need to do is then figure out a potato planter, and we have to then get corn planter. How do we say this? This is Antisago. Gosh, I'm terrible with these names. Welcome to the stream. As bad as I mangled that pronunciation. Happy Easter Sunday to everybody watching. Let's see here. Potato planters. Potato planter. Man, that's expensive. Go with this. We'll just lease it when it comes time to lease it, because I expect it'll probably take longer than a half hour to put those potatoes in the ground. Just lease the planter when it's time. Probably won't be this game day. I suspect this game day will take all of this day to get this field planted. Because when you start playing with really long seasons like this, 24-day seasons, you don't really think about how long it's going to take to plant something in terms of game hours. You just, takes a day, takes a day. because we have 7 days before we can plant our corn. No big rush. All right, well, thanks for dropping by. Have a good evening. Seeds going along fairly well. I don't know what we're gonna do. I was gonna put a compost heap down there where we had the buy point, and I was gonna make my own compost. But now that real compost heap is so big. I don't know. Maybe I won't mess with it. Maybe I'll just buy Compost Tea. Use that. Everybody have a good Easter Sunday so far? Wasn't sure how well we would have our viewership on a Easter Sunday afternoon. At least it's Sunday afternoon for me. See what other crops we have in the ground here. What is that? That is sugarcane. What is that? Alfalfa planted around. Have I got clover yet? No clover. Pasture grass. Carrots, onions, spelt in the ground. Oh, there was a hole there. I'm like, what am I running into? Fair bit of wheat is in the ground. Anybody get barley in? How you managed to get barley in the ground? Shouldn't do anything. What state is it in? You had no way that barley's growing. Shouldn't have been able to germinate. Hey, Henry. Yes, Hofbergman is being updated to 1.08. And actually, today I saw a video about a feature that he has been adding to Hoff Bergman 1.8, and that appears to be the act of actually artificially inseminating your cows. So there was a video clip that I posted in my Discord. Maybe Genetic could be gracious enough to dig that up and toss it in there for you to look at. It should have been under videos and links and stuff. But it shows someone transporting a single cow to a, I don't know what you call it, kind of a cow stock area where you kind of pin them in. And then it shows them unloading the cow into that area. It shows them basically closing the little bars around the neck to kind of keep them in place. And then it shows this container on the ground that has little swimmer icons on the top. And you apparently activate that, and this guy shows up, dressed up in this yellow lab coat, and, well, commences to do the unnamely thing to your cattle. And then when the deed is done, your cattle get a little brand on their hindquarters, marked an X, to basically flag you or flag them as, I guess, impregnated. I don't know how that could possibly, if that is a way of manually impregnating your cattle with seasons, or if that is basically non-seasons play, and then some period of time later you get a calf show up in his calving area that would have come from the cow. I don't know. I just saw the little video and was like, well, that is very interesting. It is called Guidance Steering, and it is not available for console. Sorry on that. It has additional scripts and such to allow for basically all of its functions, and as such, wouldn't work for console players. But yeah, check out the little video there. It's pretty interesting to see that behavior. Then I guess you would come in with the trailer and unload that cow back into the cow pen, and I guess load out another one, put it in the holding area for the vet to do his duty, if you will. Some more seed. Alright, hey Henry, thanks for dropping by. Happy Easter to you too. some point we'll need a slurry applicator also. How much did we get this? We got about a third done. Should be able to get about to here with this load of seed. So I actually need to cheat in 1,000 liters of seed. When I was transporting everything over to this farm from the starting farm, the Azura farm, I loaded the Amazon D830, the base seeder that you get. I loaded that up with seed and brought it over to here. And then later I decided I was going to sell that in favor of this seeder. But when I did that, I forgot I left seed in it. So I lost the entire load of seed. And where is it? So I'm owed a pallet of seed. My own mistake, but I can correct that. Thankfully, with easy dev controls, I can just spawn in a pallet of seed, or I could just spawn in and fill this hopper with seed twice. Either way works. So there are mods that are pending testing that you guys are looking forward to. Any word on the street of any up and coming really cool mods dropping sometime soon? Still in a little bit of a mod funk, but coming out of it a little bit. For quite a long time, I really wasn't that interested in mods in general. That is right. Atlantis, I was referring to the new functionality of future update to Hoff-Bergman. Obviously with seasons, they're just artificially inseminated with basically a roll of a die. Whereas in Hoff-Bergman, it appears that there's going to be some functionality where you can encourage it on by buying a canister of frozen swimmers and then bringing the vet out to do the deed and go shoulder deep into the posterior of your dairy cows. And I put a link up there to a video clip showing that functionality working. Control the breed or control the sex, you mean? Need a fertilize. We have fertilize. We have a sprayer, spreader. 1,000, 4,000, 20,000. That's just a mod for the sake of a mod. But it is Italian, so that probably will be what we go with. Perfect pH, add nitrogen. Let's do this. Talked about this a little bit ago. Can't make compost tea. Buy it in bulk. Sprayer. Can't all our labels everywhere. There we go. That is a mod called Guided Steering. Genetic J is right on top of it. It is in the Giants Mod Hub. It basically helps you with obviously keeping a straight course, as well as lane assignment. So what we'll do here is, just to make things faster, when I get here to the end of the field, I'm not going to turn around and go straight back down that course I went. I'm going to do a loop. And basically I've skipped 2 whole rows now, and I'm going back down, and then I'll fill these skipped rows in as I see. So then you're not doing a 3-point turn or a 4-point turn or anything. I can use the sprayer we own with the Compost Tea 5-point that I just put down. That'll help us with our fertilizer. We're coming back and filling this lane in. We don't have to worry about skipping any areas because it has our working width figured out, the width of the lane. If we need to offset the lane for any reason, because we have an offset tool, we can put that in, turn the lines off if we want, rotate the whole thing 90 degrees if we come to a field we want to work in the opposite direction. Snap to terrain angle basically means that it will snap it to perfect north, south, east, west, or a 45-degree angle. But I like to use it because it helps me obviously keep straight lines, and at the same time chat with you guys. I can focus on chat more than driving in a straight line. the west coast is the crazy coast. All the sun's gone to the brain and fried it. Really looking forward to CCS 101's East Coast map, though I fear that that is a good 4 to 5 weeks out still. Just fine, it'll give us plenty of time to play on Italia, plenty of time to play on Susquehanna River Valley. VI Planet, welcome to the chat. Welcome back, my friend. Peace out to you too. Although when I see that, I think Virginia Lottery. Have indeed been promised such a map for years, haven't we? No problem, Dragon Troll. Dragon Torl. Never hesitate to ask questions, as you might just get an answer that you are winning. Would have thought. Gonna spray this field with some Compost Tea here in a little bit. Bring our nitrogen levels up a wee bit. And then we'll probably come back over it once we've had a growth state. Because that's going to be far, far cheaper than real fertilizer. Looking at those hills, I do see what I think is some snow off in the distant mountains. We've got multiple layers of mountains off there in the distance. Thing looks from the tractor. Oh, it's way down there. We'll be doing some larger scale farming on Susquehanna River Valley starting tomorrow. We'll be starting a new multiplayer series on that. Oh my gosh, 2 hours. How many attempts and failed attempts was that? I'm no good placing things myself. You get it lined up, you think it looks good, you place it and you're like, oh my gosh, that is completely wrong. I know, I've told Giants it would be great if we could have an undo function when we placed something. No, that did not go right. Well, place anywhere will definitely help with that. Helps you put things where, yeah, obviously triggers or other impedance would typically cause it to say can't place here. Even lets you place things on lanes you don't own, which can be quite handy. I use that feature to place 5 points at businesses that were in unownable land. Didn't quite go up as high as I thought it would. Here gets some more seed. Jamberry, welcome. It is mid-spring and we are finally putting some seed in the ground after 10 game days of play. As I said, game owes me a pallet of seed. Did it. Pick up. Where did it go? Oh my gosh, it's under there. Spawned under. Maybe we can make this pallet go away. Let's turn on super strength. And hit delete. Oh yeah! We did that because we shorted ourselves 1,000 liters of seed when we accidentally sold a Amazon seeder at the start of the game. It was full of seed. So I filled it full of seed to bring it over here, figuring that I was going to save a trip of transporting everything by bringing it out of seed with me. And then later I sold the seeder without thinking about it, still full of seed. Go. No, George, but that's what takes so long to do. Because you have to save it, then you have to mess up, then you have to quit, relaunch, get back to where you were, try to get everything situated with your camera view, and then place it again. And then Well, it screws up again, so then you redo it all over time. And the whole time process could take 6, 7, 8 tries before you're finally happy with it. H3 Gaming, this is not multiplayer. This is single player, and by the time you would have downloaded the mods, by the time I would upload the mods, download the mods, then relaunch the game in multiplayer, no. Yep, that's what we got now, but that is definitely not what we should be satisfied with. So I have, like I said, formed giants that having the ability to undo a placement using the placeables would be very handy because, well, you can have it lined up, you could have it low to the ground exactly how you think it would go, and then you plop it down, and next thing you know, the ground just completely deforms, completely different than what you were expecting, and then you're like, what happened there? Then you're either trying to fix the ground, which could be irreversible depending on your skills. VI Planet, no. I tried this tractor on Ravenport and it refueled just fine. I tried this tractor again at the fuel station. It didn't work. I completely emptied it of fuel with easy dev controls because you can go in here and basically say empty the, well, you gotta pick the tractor. Pick the tractor, we can empty the tractor, which would empty it of fuel. So I emptied it of fuel, and I still couldn't fill it up. So then I just filled it up with fuel from here. There must be some weird conflict with something that I've got activated and the fueling trigger. So we're not going to worry about it too much. Other folks have said they've been able to refuel just fine from there, so I don't think there's a problem with the fuel trigger per se, as much as there's maybe a problem with, like I said, just something that I've got activated that the fuel trigger doesn't like, this tractor doesn't like. It's hard to tell. But other people, I think Jamberry's even said that he's been able to refuel from there, so it is what it is. Maybe it's a combination of the fuel trigger and this tractor. I've only got 130 grand. I don't really intend it to be cheating a bunch of money in. I'm only adding that pallet of seed because we start with 2 pallets of seed, and on one day you have 2 pallets of seed. I accidentally sold one. Speaking of trucks, at some point, I'm not buying that one. That's the truck that is this the truck that Green used that was going through fuel like no tomorrow? If it is, I'm not going to buy that one. Try and get one of these little Fiats. KJ Wiggums, what is up? Welcome to the stream. A long time. Go see. No, I haven't tried with anything other than this. Like I said, I'm not overly worried about it. All is well. All is mostly well indeed. Hope you had a enjoyable Easter Sunday so far. We had an early Easter dinner, late lunch. So our food prep for the next 3 or 4 days is done. Yes, it would be wonderful if Giants could implement an undo function for placing things. Is that the Kloss diesel barrel? So, other farm sim news. Get your thought hats on. Put on your thinking caps, everybody. It's been discovered a new DLC is pending. It's been discovered that a new DLC has been registered with Steam, and it's code named L, for the L DLC. So when the Potato DLC was registered, it was codenamed G. The Grimy Pack. When the Rotain DLC was registered, it was codenamed R. So what could be the L DLC? Since we're in Italy, some have speculated that there might just be a Lamborghini DLC coming our way. El Lamborghini. Others have taken more conservative speculation and called it a Lizard DLC. Do not have any Lizard equipment here. We could have a Lindeer DLC. Really? The Llama DLC. Indeed. Well, that was my April Fool's joke. Wouldn't it be funny if there was indeed a Llama DLC coming? The L DLC can be Massey Ferguson. How do you spell Massey Ferguson? I spell it with an L. Let's take a look at the brands. In game, start with L. La 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 la. So we have Lamborghini, Lily, Lemkin, Lindner, Lizard. It's a Giants own Lizard DLC. Load King. Whatever that is. Well, if it was codenamed M, I think you would have a better chance. Well, hello, Warco Entertainment. Only speculate at this point. We have no idea what is going on. Wish I could say as an ambassador I had some idea, but no clue. We were as in the dark as everyone else with respect to the Rotney DLC. Could be a brand we already know, we already have. Could be a brand new thing coming to the game, like llamas. Maybe it's the lima bean DLC. Oh, if I only had a snare drum cymbal queued up, VI Planet, I would hit it for you. I agree with you exactly, Warco. I wish there was more than two things. I wish that there was some smaller tree harvesters in that pack to give you a better bang for your buck on money. You know? Because we've got this. Who uses this? Right? How many people have ever used this thing? So it's smaller, it's cheaper to some degree, but it can't process big trees. So you got to go to $500,000 worth of piece of equipment to process the big trees. Rotney has a machine that has this chassis, but on the back has a dump bucket similar to this. On the back it has that basket. And I was like, you know, that would be awesome to basically be a motorized forwarder that you could bring out wood chips on. It would bring some more functionality in. I didn't see that. They have some smaller framed forwarders. Been nice to have seen that. Well, I don't know. I would like to know. I would be curious on the console front what the breakdown is of people that buy the game without the season pass and to the people that buy it with the season pass. Because for the season pass holders, the Rotney DLC just showed up. It was free. It just was included. So, you know, it's a brings more value to the investment they already made up front. Or now that PC players have the season pass, it brings more value to buying that over buying individual DLC. I've said since the season pass was announced for PC, it was a great way for people to catch up on DLC that they may not have previously purchased. Because for the price of two of the more expensive DLCs, you get everything. And depending on what you maybe did or didn't own already, then you could really make out in value. Genetic, ever the optimist. The Limpkin Cultivator DLC. To further expand the 3 and 4 meter equipment range. Oh, what kind of animals would you like to see, Warco? I did my my April Fool's joke was advertising the introduction of llamas and alpacas to supplement sheep, as well as to bring turkeys for some additional poultry, and then farm cats and rodents, where rodents would be a detriment to the farm, and you would lose crop if you didn't have enough farm cats to keep the rodent population down. Hey, Rich, what's up? It is 5:30 in the evening. I'm planting this field all day long. Well, that was kind of what I was figuring it would take, is about a day. One game day at 10 times speed to get this field planted, seeded, I should say. Oh, the wheelbarrow, we were using that. We're going to use it a little bit later because we're good. We're good for a day. We don't need to top off our porky pigs quite yet. We used it twice to top off our pigs here. I'm going to have to inquire with some map making folks on how to extend the pig food silo trigger down to allow it to reach the wheelbarrow. I had to improvise by placing the wheelbarrow on a trailer. You see the trailer down there, maybe? And then once I placed it on the trailer, I could reach the trigger, fill it with pig food, and then take it up around the hill and feed the pigs with it. Well, yeah, I know, but I can't click it. I can't click on it. I don't know how to make it show up. Yes, dogs. What is it with people and dogs? Irrigation would, well, that would be interesting. Oops. 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 Oh, there's a new and noteworthy. Come back for this little bit. Head on down here. I'll show you my trailer setup. Top our pigs off with water. Basically, I put wheelbarrow in here, and then I can reach that. Whoa! So rough. The option to choose right and left hand drive machines. I'll tell you what should be standard is the ability to pick in the shop American or EU warning lit signs. Basically, signage. So, you know, if you're picking this tractor, that you can get as a toggleable option the American orange triangle or the EU red and white placards. That should be configuration options for everything. I do not use simple IC. I see the need for it. Well, there is the used equipment mod. Of course, it's not pertaining to leasing it and then being able to buy it outright. But there is the used equipment mod. There is the store sales mod. Do we have any sales going on right now? Oh, look, we have a Capella brand sale going on. 5% off. Limpkin sale. And we got a sale on this trailer. So there's the sale mod. There is the used equipment mod. Of course, with seasons, you get a 30-minute demo period. So if you're playing with seasons, you can buy something, use it for 30 minutes, and return it. Use it for less than 30 minutes, and return it at no cost to you. That can be very handy if you're doing a very specific job and you know it's going to take less than 30 real minutes to do. We're going to put in carrots. What on earth? Yeah, I didn't know carrots looked like that, but alright. David, no, I'm using either a keyboard or a wheel, depending on the moment, to steer. Seen carrots planted like this before, but okay. We'll go with it. Carrots are supposed to be planted in something like this, like potatoes. You wouldn't use the potato planter because that's using little cut seed potatoes. Carrot seeds are incredibly small. I'm remembering way back in my childhood when planted garden. I would suspect maybe you'd have a custom potato seeder planter as opposed to this, or maybe you'd use a corn planter. I don't know. Nothing wrong with that tree. The tree is perfect where it is. I think you're confused. You're watching all that Case versus John Deere. All that cutting down trees. Wheat field, we're getting our carrot field in. Mid-spring, we got light longer in the day. It's 7:30 in the evening. We can still see what we're doing. So how do you know a female carrot seed from a male carrot seed? Hey, Gers and Chris, welcome back. I wonder if planters will do carrots. Planters will do carrots too. We probably should be using a planter. But this thing let me pick carrots, so we're going to do it. Gers, this map is not on console yet. It is every intention that the map author has to put a console version out there. Just not quite yet. Sadly, in order for the map to hit console, from what I understand, certain things have to be sacrificed. Like this farm over here that we're using is going to be gone. And maybe a few other things are going to go by the wayside in order to fit within the upload requirements from Giants. I am saying be prepared for the highest slot count you've ever seen, because this map is beautiful, highly detailed, and I would suspect is going to consume a whole lot of those limited resources. See, Lemkin, well, we could have a Lemkin DLC and we could get carrots added to the base game. Carrots and onions. Wouldn't that be interesting? We'll keep an eye on the mod hub. Hopefully what he's calling the demo version of the map, Italia demo, will show up in the mod hub soon. I would say no, George, because there's a whole new set of land. It's going to be all new fields. The terrain is probably going to be reworked, where the Pro and the regular version meet. So it is like a completely different map. So the only thing you're going to be able to do is maybe copy over and replace some of your save game files. Probably going to need something like easy dev controls to cheat in silo capacities or set your fields to where they should be. I would say would probably be that when Italia Pro drops, I'm not expecting Italia Pro to drop anytime soon. I'm expecting that still to be a good several weeks out, if not longer. But if you look at it this way, it's like when you change the map geo, you want to do that over winter. So I would say when Italia Pro drops, if you want to switch your game over, plan to do it over winter. Don't plant any crops in the autumn. Let all your crops are out of the ground. Don't waste any money putting any fertilizer down. You don't have to worry about that. And then when the map drops, start a new save on Italia Pro. And then copy over a few select files from your save game, being the vehicles XML, the items XML, maybe not. Your farmland XML, no, probably not. That's going to have other things. But really, the best thing to do is just use easy dev controls. Add the money back to your bank balance. Go here. Add crop back into the silos that you had. And basically get set up that way. Harvest carrots, you're going to go to potato technology, and there is a custom grimy carrot harvester and carrot topper. There's also an onion harvester and an onion topper. That is included in the map. We're going to finish this pass and then we're going to sleep. And finish this planting tomorrow. That's not my sleep trigger. Go. Degrees. Porky pigs are doing. They're doing great. Now on in this map, there is the only way to harvest it, unless you go and add another mod, is the small ones. Okay, you go out and find a Homer, Parados, multi-fruit that's been configured to work with carrots, then it might work. But beware, just because it says it's carrot, doesn't mean that every multi-fruit carrot is carrot. Talking about non-standard crops at this point. You can have different carrot that don't function the same as each other. Whoa! Let's put in a little bit of a buffer here. And we don't have to worry about falling off the edge. So I think after we get our potatoes in the ground, can I plant canola? Yeah, I can put canola in there, right? Yeah, I can plant canola. We gotta get that in the ground before it's too late. Then corn, I gotta wait. I got potatoes in the ground. Then 14. The big field over there, we're gonna do corn. We got our wheat, carrots, potatoes, field on the other side of the farm there. And canola on these 3 fields across the bottom of the hill. So let me know. Do you want to go and should we go plant potatoes now, or should we go put some compost tea on our wheat field? Compost tea is basically liquid fertilizer. An interesting field of carrots. Anybody has any suggestions? Compost tea or planting potatoes? Rich says we should go with tea. Just wants to see some tea action. I wouldn't mind having some tea. Alright, so a tea it is. With 3 votes. Here. Sprayer is always so low. buy some tea. $55 a load. That will be very cost effective. Go on. And we're adding, oh, it's adding. Okay, I thought it was just going to give me a base amount, but okay. Go ahead and give me the full amount I need. $55 a load. That is about as best as you're going to get. I'm spraying Compost Tea. Is basically a concoction of compost and water, and aerated in such a way as to promote growth of beneficial bacteriums or something. But it is a PC only mod, so it is something that came out in the mod hub for us a few weeks ago. Is kind of a massive discount alternative to liquid fertilizer. Now, by default, it does not work with precision farming. I had to make some edits to precision farming to get it to work. I'd never heard of Compost Tea either until the mod showed up. But if you look at the mod website, it basically talks that Compost Tea is a mixture of an aerated mixture of water and compost in such a way that it can be sprayed. And we can buy it in-game in pallets of Compost Tea, $250 for 2,000 liters. Or we can put down a placeable like we did here and then buy it for, well, $55 for 2,000 liters. We initially put compost down instead of manure, or we seeded, and now we're following up with Compost Tea as a cheap alternative to liquid fertilizer. I think the mod description says that Compost Tea could also be used as a kind of an organic herbicide in real life, but in game it doesn't act that way. In game it simply acts as a fertilizing action. But if you go to the Giants Mod Hub and just search compost, it should show up because there's two mods. There's a compost mod and there's a Compost Tea mod. I did a new and noteworthy video on it a few weeks ago. Woot! Is that Woot? Woot? What's up? Welcome to the channel. $55. We're going to be able to get this field done. Turn this off. We have bad nitrogen. Bad nitrogen. And over here we have perfect nitrogen. So at this rate, we're going to be able to get this field fertilized, our carrots fertilized, and who knows how much else fertilized for 55 buckaroos. I don't know what the deal is with its weird turning on and off the sprayer, but yeah. Little self-propelled sprayers. I don't know. I mean, I think you go to the investment of buying a sprayer that can drive itself, and that's going to be pretty expensive, right? So if you're going to go and buy a self-propelled sprayer, you're probably going to buy something pretty darn big. As opposed to using a pull-behind sprayer. You never know. Does Lemkin have a self-propelled sprayer? Or is that L DLC that's been not announced, but has been found sitting over in the Steam library, codenamed L? The speculation has put it on a Lemkin brand. Because we had the codename G for the Grimmy DLC. We had codename R for the Rotney DLC. It only makes sense that codename L be for an L branded company. Company that starts with L. It is a very likely candidate. Well, this is the standard in-game sprayer. It's just acting weird for whatever reason, but this is the standard base game sprayer. Let's just say the spray nozzles are getting a little plugged up with the compost going through them. For whatever reason, it's the auto application detection is detecting that it does and doesn't need it. Precision farming is doing the automatic application rate, yes. You can see the F1 menu where we have the flag, the goal, where we want to be at 200 kilograms per hectare, and then the current amount, and then how much is being applied is dynamically changing. That's precision farming doing that. Apply just the right amount to get us to 200. And 200 is based on a predetermined value in the map for carrots and sandy loam, which is the soil type of this particular field. Turn off automatic application and basically set it to a static value. And then we might be under spraying some sections. Good. Used just under 700 liters of spray. 2 fields, fully fertilized. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Go. Potatoes, 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 potatoes. Release the potato planter and put taters into this little field right here. And I think that is where I'm going to leave it for today, everybody. So I want to thank you for coming out and watching. We're going to be back in nearly 5:20. We're going to be back in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. We will do some live streaming on SnowRunner in the PTS build, the public test server build of Phase 4 content that will be coming soon to the release branch. Probably over the next several weeks, it will be showing up to the release branch. So if you're into SnowRunner or you're curious as to what SnowRunner might be, be sure to check that out later tonight. Chris, as I was saying, the Grimy DLC, the Grimy DLC was codenamed G. The Rotteny DLC was codenamed R. So now we have a DLC codenamed L. Recent trend is implying the code letter is the first letter of the brand to be part of the DLC. It could be Lamborghini, it could be Limpkin, it could be anything, any agricultural brand that starts with L. That'd be a pretty darn good guess. With that, happy farming.